So let's talk about your cards here. We do have here the Queen of Cups and the Princess of Cups. So both of these are massive, massive, like emotional energies. So I feel like, first of all, if we're reading this as your energy that you're bringing to the table, it is going to be quite an emotional two weeks when we first start out in July. I don't feel that it's in a bad way at all. Okay. So there's some type of an offer here. An offer is on the table for you, possibly coming in from a water sign. So I feel like, first of all, the Princess of Cups, the Page of Cups comes in with an offer of friendship. So this is usually, inviting somebody out, and this is usually like complimenting somebody, or even like getting some type of a recognition from another person. Okay. And you're feeling very, very elated. So I feel like you and another person, somehow there is a gap between you, and I feel like for some reason this is being bridged this month. Both parties mutually are making some type of effort in order to bridge a divide that has been blocking you in the past. Okay, on the love emotional front, I do feel there is a solid love offer coming through here with the Queen of Cups. And keep in mind, this is a general reading, so these are not gender specifics, but I feel like somebody around you has got a lot of admiration, support. There is really some love involved here, okay? So both of these things indicate to me that you have some type of first of all, a friendship offer coming through, and also some type of a long-lasting admirer coming through for you. It seems to me like it's going to be a water sign because both of them are coming in conjunction with one another. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. And I do feel that you're going to be feeling quite emotional the first 2 weeks of this month. If it hasn't come in already, I do feel that it is going to come in for you very, very early on in July. I'm doing this reading on, I believe today's the 29th. Okay, so if it hasn't come in already, it is going to come through sometime this month, and especially the first 2 weeks. In terms of the work and your financial situation, we do have a new job offer coming through as well. We have the Prince of Pentacles, and this is usually an offer in terms of like something tangible, something concrete and real. Okay, let me fix the lighting very quickly and see if, okay. Sorry about that. It just seemed a little bit dark. There is some type of a financial offer coming through, okay? And I feel like for those of you who are looking for a job, you're getting a job, but I feel like it might not be everything that you've dreamed and hoped for. So I feel like a lot of you might be waiting on another offer, or you might be like pondering if this is the right thing for you. So you still got your guard up just a little bit, and you're still like, I'm not really sure if this is the way that I want to go. On the other hand, what I do sense is this is a month of great offers. So I feel like you might be getting solicited actually for a date from an earth sign. So this is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And this is somebody that in the past, they have been very, very slow to act. They were very shy. I feel like they were very shy. So they might seem very confident. They might seem very articulate when they talk. But for some reason, like they're very shy when it comes to matters of the heart. I do feel this is the month in which they are starting to open up and they're giving you an offer. But I feel a lot of you are blocking it or rejecting it outright. Okay, so you're still not really sure. I do sense that this person is very sincere, but I feel a lot of you might be having your guard up, and you just might be like, I'm not sure if you're the right person for me. I am reminded of that mid-month reading. You've got an earth sign for a lot of you, and this is like, I feel this is somebody new. And you're not really approving of their lifestyle. I feel like there's something about them that you both don't jive very well together. I feel that they really like you, but you want something more, it seems. It seems like they don't really have enough just yet. You want something more, so you might politely decline. Now, in terms of love relationships, it's coming out again. You have the Ten of Cups in the Lover's card, okay? So the Lover's card indicates choices, options, and also it indicates a spiritual union with another person. So in terms of choices and options, a lot of you might be deciding between a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, and an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And I feel that since you're blocking out this earth sign, you are going to go with the water sign. And we have the Ten of Cups, which signifies the suit of cups as well, the suit of water. So you might just go ahead with that. And I do feel this is a very strong soulmate spiritual union. This is something that indicates to me as well. If you're trying to get things off the ground, for a lot of you, there might be some family issues, either your side of the family or their side of the family, that might have interfered in this relationship in the past, okay? And the interference might come in for this month as well. So that's what I was getting at the beginning of the month when I said that you have somebody like accusing you of something. I feel like it's coming from the third party, and you feel like, you know, does the person have my back? And I feel there might be some type of squabble over where somebody's loyalty lies. Okay, so this is definitely a major transformation when it comes to some love relationships, significant love relationships in your life. For others of you who have been single, I definitely feel this is the culmination where you are getting somebody that you've been eyeing for quite some time. I feel somebody coming through for you that you really have a very strong connection with. Like it shows me like physical chemistry, emotional chemistry as well. Physical attraction, emotional attraction, okay? So it's interesting because you're an air sign and usually you look for that intellectual connection. But I feel for this month, it's like no holds bar and you're going to go for it. And I don't feel that you are going to hesitate when this opportunity comes in. So very good, Aquarius. Now, in terms of, I'm going to say communication here. We have the Seven of Swords as well as the Strength card. It is really important for you to be very truthful for this month. Say what you need to say. Don't withhold information. Okay? Don't withhold information. And likewise, if you feel like you want to, okay, so let's say you've started dating somebody and you're just like, I really want to know something about their past or about something that has been bugging you. And you tell yourself, but we've only been seeing each other for, you know, a short amount of time. Is it appropriate for me to approach this topic? Is it invasive? My answer is no, it's not invasive. You have very strong intuition. And if you feel like something's off, you need to nip it in the bud and you need to like do something about it, okay? It doesn't matter how long you've been dating. If you feel something is wrong, and we always have inkling, we always have that intuition kicking in, telling us something's not right. I need to straighten this out. Don't let social norms, social expectations, and other things get in the way of communication. So that means say what you need to say, ask what you need to ask. Never mind how long you've started dating. Never mind what the relationship status is. Ask these important questions because I feel like some information is being withheld from you. Somebody is like avoidant of conflict. And I don't feel it's you. I don't feel it's you. I feel like it's the other party that you're dealing with. And this is going to extend across all interpersonal relationships, not just love relationships. So I feel like even if you just met somebody who is a friend and you're just like, I don't know where this friendship is headed. We just met, so I'm going to give them a few more, you know, the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to give them a few more months in order to get to know them. I feel like if something is off, if their energy feels off, if their communication seems a little bit weird, you need to get to the bottom of it. And I do sense that you have sharp intuition for a reason. It is coming through as well. So try to listen to your intuition, and whatever that needs to be said, you need to say it, okay? Give your concerns a voice and don't shy away from it. For a lot of people, especially, they feel like, and I know for a lot of Aquarius, for you, jealousy is not an admirable trait, okay? So you feel like, am I stepping, you know, am I out of bounds by asking this question too early, too soon? Are they going to think I am jealous and things like that? Well, no. If you need to say it, do say it, okay? Now, in terms of your advice, what we have here is, I feel for a lot of you, overall, you are transitioning for some reason from a water sign to an earth sign, okay? I'm sorry, from an earth sign to a water sign is what I'm feeling here. Or vice versa for others of you. But I'm going to do the love reading next just to see what's going on. But what I'm feeling is like, there's a process of moving away from a situation that has been very, very tenuous and, just very difficult to smoother water. And I feel that whatever you're moving to is like in alignment with your emotional needs. Okay. So you're moving away from something that is very practical, that is very like certain, very sure, and very dependable. And you're moving on to something that fulfills you emotionally. For a lot of you, it might have been, moving from one job that had a lot of financial stability, but your heart wasn't in it, to a situation where you feel like, wow, this is like really what I'm looking for, what I'm trying to do. And as a result of it, I feel like there is almost like a sacrifice between financial stability and going on with a situation that has a lot of emotional stability and emotional satisfaction. So either way, there is no right or wrong here. I feel like you're making good strides in your professional life. For others of you, I do sense some travel. I do see traveling by water. I do see, like, if you're taking a trip, it is summertime, so a lot of people are doing like trips, kayaking, canoeing. I do feel some strenuous, like, physical activity involved. I do see you potentially being with like family members, reuniting with family members, reuniting with some people on a trip. I see you potentially with like two other people on a trip, and I see like water sports, um, taking a cruise, going on a cruise, canoeing, kayaking, doing some type of a water sport, okay? And it's going to be very, very good for you. I feel like by the end of this trip, you're going to feel quite happy. I don't sense any financial worries that you need to worry about based on these cards. What I'm also feeling as well is there's an earth sign. You've got the King of Pentacles here. There's an earth sign. There's somebody that is a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising in your life. And I feel like they're facilitating the next step in your life. So this could be a person in authority. This could be like a mentor, a teacher, somebody slightly older than you, or somebody who's very established in their line of work. They are giving you something to help you transition from a stormy phase in your life into something better. So, it could be as simple as somebody like writing you a letter of recommendation, or somebody steering you in the right direction in terms of looking for work, looking for a job, somebody putting in a good word for you, or you're name dropping somebody in order to land a job. So either way, it looks very, very positive. Person that is that is very well respected is putting in a good word for you in order to push you along into a better situation, okay? So let's look at this situation here. I have to talk about this card. We have the Three of Swords, and the Three of Swords indicates a separation. This is a breakup card, and this is also dealing with some type of a disappointment, okay? I do feel for a lot of you, if it hasn't already happened the end of June, it is going to happen sometime this month, and it's not going to be for everybody. This is for those of you in long-standing relationships. So I do sense like there's some disappointment here. And I do feel that this is a situation that cannot be gone back to, okay? So I see you transitioning between people. So there is no way for you to make a comeback from this. We have the Death card, which indicates a major transformation. Going back to the initial message I was getting, I honestly feel like you're coming into some information where you're just like, I see somebody's true colors. I know what they're about now, so I can no longer stay in it, okay? So I definitely feel that for a lot of you, it is something that is irreversible, that you now know better, and you are going to have to move away from it, okay? Unfortunately. What you're moving towards, I do feel for a lot of you, you might be involved with an air sign. So Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Okay, so I do see that there is a situation where you might transition away from an air sign. If they have been kind of combative, kind of aggressive, I do feel that you're transitioning away. And I do feel that whoever you're involved with, I feel like they might have children. I'm sensing children. I'm sensing, like energy of young kids and things like that coming in with them. So I do have this, I do have an air sign and a fire sign. So these are two people that you could be potentially dating, or the energy that they exhibit is that they kind of blow hot and cold. They're kind of like in and out of the picture. They're not very stable, and they travel a lot. So there's something about somebody traveling a lot, possibly an air sign, possibly a fire sign, but they're traveling a lot. And I do sense as well that when it comes to whether or not they are looking for a commitment, I'm going to say no. And I do feel this is the time where you might realize this, okay? For those of you involved with an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra, there's a third party interfering in this situation, okay? There is like another fire sign, somebody with children potentially interfering in the situation. Or it could just be your children, their children interfering in this situation. So I do sense that either way, you are going to have to leave some things behind, and you are going to have to move on to a steadier person. In terms of like what you are contributing to this picture, I do feel you looking forward. I do sense that you are going to move on ahead, and I do sense that you're going to look into a situation where you're thinking about, where have I held myself back in the past, and what can I do to move myself forward? Where have I like gotten in my own way, and what do I need in terms of like future romantic partners? Okay, so major transitions are happening for a lot of you. I feel like this is more of a couples reading. If you're still in a relationship, I do sense that a lot of you might be rethinking, reassessing, analyzing your relationship partner and see if they're meeting your criteria. I do sense a lot of shifts and movement between, relationships ending and things like that, okay? What's crowning you here? We do have the Nine of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles indicates a situation where you are, this is a self-employment card in the reverse position. It does indicate potentially shifting or dividing up assets as well. We do have here the Five of Swords, which is like squabbles and things like that between people that might result from court situations, dividing assets between you and a significant other, and figuring out how to make ends meet if you decide to transition away from this relationship partner. So I do feel like, love, finance are greatly linked up together. What I'm also sensing as well here is, once again, you have the Four of Cups in the reverse position. The Four of Cups in the reverse position, this indicates something that is coming through that you're just sitting there not really thinking twice about it. And we have the Four of Cups reversed, which means that there might be new relationship partners coming through that you are going to go ahead with and forge ahead with, okay? So I feel like this is a lot more geared towards like, I feel like it's geared towards couple people. For singles people, I do sense here, we do have an air sign and a fire sign coming through, and you have a lot of options on your plate. You do have a lot of options here, but in terms of like romantically, who you are really attracted to, I do feel air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Fire sign, Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. I do sense potentially some past energies coming back in. I don't recommend it with past energies, mainly because they're there in your life for a reason. So Aquarius singles, you have a lot of options coming through. I feel at this point though, you are at a point where you might be comfortable being on your own. And you're very afraid of making the wrong choice. You're very afraid of like, you have all these options, so you're afraid of like going with the wrong choice. So I feel like a lot of the times that are spent this month is like hedging your bets, basically dating multiple people and trying to figure out what's the best fit for you, okay? Overall, I do see a lot of be careful about going out and overspending. That's what I'm sensing here. And I do sense that for those of you who have dealt with a recent breakup, I do sense new people coming right on the horizon, so you're not going to be single for very much longer.